must learn to be observers with your customers and to interpret their buying signals so that you will know when you have filled the need and are ready to move on to the next step. The next step is closing the sale. So if you'll write that down, we'll talk about that. You know, earlier I said that closing the sale is not a deep, dark secret known only to a chosen few. I stressed that there is a proper time to deliver the close, and that when you reach that point, the close is a mere technicality or the automatic conclusion to a series of very precise steps. Why then do most salespeople not even attempt to close a sale? Because of fear of rejection. Fear of being turned down or embarrassed is probably the main reason. But is that really a valid reason? Of course not. What is the worst thing that can happen to you if you try to close and the customer isn't ready to buy? They'll say no. So what do? You continue with the sales cycle and attempt to close again later on. The professional salesperson will ask the customer to buy an average of 3 to 5 times during the sales cycle. Many salespeople assume that the customer does not intend to buy, so they never ask for the order. And some amateurs have a pre-prepared sales story ready, and they are determined to tell it, even at the expense of not asking for the order. They may talk themselves right out of the sale. Don't allow the customers to terminate the sales presentation by standing up and saying, "Well, I'll think about it," and then they walk out of your store. Take action. Close that sale. Since the purpose of any sales presentation is to get an order, we say it's necessary to ask for the order in such a way that you will succeed. No matter how you cut it, closing a sale is simply asking a question. And questions should be worded in a manner which allows you to remain in control. So let's take just a minute and examine the 4 types of closes. The first one is the assumed close. What initials shall I engrave on this? Then there's the benefit close. This quartz movement is very accurate, and I know you wouldn't settle for anything less. The third one is the choice close. Will this be cash or charge? And the fourth one is the direct command close. Step back to the office with me and we'll wrap it up for you. Now, if you'll write all 4 of those down, we'll talk about them in a minute. It's important to remember that most customers will have to be asked to buy. Although they may never admit it, they almost expect to be asked to make the buying decision. So let's take a look at Bill and see what other examples he uses in a close.
How did you want your account set up?
The assumed close asks a secondary question for the customer who has little or no resistance.
This ring matches your pendant exactly, and I know you wouldn't settle for less.
The benefit close is used after the customer has shown a strong interest in a particular benefit of the merchandise.
Which do you prefer, the oval or the marquee?
In a choice close, you give the customer 2 yes options. Use this to see if you've touched their hot buttons.
Let's go ahead and add this to your account.
The direct command close is straightforward and used best with indecisive customers. Okay, now let's go into Bill's store as he closes his customer using all that he's learned with the first 6 steps.
Yes, that's exactly right, Bill.
Well, Helen, the ring looks a little bit too large on this finger. Is this the finger you want to wear it on?
No, I think on this finger.
All right, let me measure your finger and we'll be able to tailor it to the exact size.
All right.
An easy memory peg to remember the 4 types of closes is A, B, C, and D. Assume, benefit, choice, and direct command. If the customer responds with yes or a positive answer to any of these closing questions, what has happened? You can close the sale. If they answer with a no or a negative response, what do you have? Right, you've just received an objection. But remember, to hear an objection, you must first ask the customer to buy. And that's what you want to do when you try to close a sale.
You've now finished tape number 2. Eject this tape and insert tape number 3.